If you're listening to this at night and you hear something dragging outside your door, stop. Do not look, because in Japan, there is a legend that says when you hear the sound tick, 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 it means she's already close enough to see you, and once she does, you won't outrun her. Japan is known for its beautiful temples, quiet streets, and polite silence. But when the trains stop running and the streets empty, another story begins. Her name is Tick Tick, a vengeful spiritan Anryu who was cut in half by a train. They say she moves using her elbows. They say her hands are sharpened like blades. And they say if she catches you, she will make you look exactly like her. The story of Tick Tick is more than just a ghost story. It is a chilling piece of modern folklore that taps into our deepest fears of helplessness and the unknown. It's the kind of tale told in hushed whispers among school children and shared on internet forums, each retelling adding another layer of dread. What makes her so terrifying isn't just her gruesome appearance, but the sound that precedes her arrival. It's a sound that promises an inescapable, horrific fate. We're going to delve into the origins of this legend, explore the so-called true encounters, and uncover why this story continues to haunt Japan. And now, maybe even you. The story begins decades ago. A young schoolgirl was walking home late one night near the railway tracks. Some say she was bullied, others say she was pushed. What everyone agrees on is that she fell onto the tracks. The train didn't stop. When it passed, she was still alive. Her legs were gone. Witnesses say she screamed for help. No one came. She bled to death in the cold, and when her spirit rose, it rose angry. Her real name is lost to time, but her purpose is crystal clear. Her existence is fueled by rage and a desperate need for revenge. She isn't just a ghost. She's a physical manifestation of a terrible injustice. The cold indifference of those who could have helped her is what transformed her pain into a curse. Every version of the legend emphasizes her agony and her solitude in those final moments. She died, alone, in unimaginable pain, and that loneliness is what she now inflicts upon her victims. They say she wanders the night, her eyes scanning for anyone who walks alone, searching for company in her misery. But the only companionship she offers is death. People who claim to have encountered Tick Tick all describe the same thing. First silence, the kind of unnatural quiet that makes the hairs on your arm stand up. Then tick, 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 the sound of bone hitting pavement. Fast to fast. They say she moves quicker than any human, that running only makes her excited, and that she doesn't chase randomly. She chooses. The sound is her signature, the horrifying rhythm of her pursuit. It's a dry, scraping noise that seems to echo from everywhere at once. It gets closer with impossible speed, far faster than any person could crawl. Survivors, if you can call them that, often say the sound itself is paralyzing. It's a countdown to your demise. The most terrifying part is the intelligence behind it. She doesn't just mindlessly hunt. She savors the fear. She enjoys the chase. Running from her is like throwing gasoline on a fire. Your terror is her fuel. She might toy with her victims, letting them think they've escaped, only for the tick-tick sound to start up again. Closer this time, just to shatter their hope. A university student in Tokyo shared this online before deleting his account. He said he was walking home from the station when he heard something behind him. At first, he thought it was a drunk person stumbling. Then he heard it again. Tick, tick, tick. He turned around and saw her, a woman with no lower body, dragging herself forward smiling, her mouth stretched too wide. He ran. She laughed. He felt her breath on his neck, and then darkness. They found his body near the tracks, cut perfectly in half. This account, whether real or fabricated, captures the essence of a tick-tick encounter. The initial confusion, the dismissal of the sound as something ordinary, and then the slow dawning horror of realization. The image he described, the unnaturally wide smile, is a recurring detail in many sightings. It's not a smile of happiness, but one of pure malice. It's the face of something that knows it has you, and it's going to enjoy what comes next. The fact that the story ends with his body being discovered just as the legend describes adds a chilling layer of credibility. It makes you wonder how many other unexplained deaths near train tracks could be attributed to her. Japanese folklore says Tick Tick follows rules. She appears near railways, the place of her tragic death. She targets people walking alone, mirroring her own isolation. She hates being ignored, as she was in her final moments. And she loves fear, the emotion she forces upon others. Some say if you answer her questions wrong, she kills you instantly. Questions like, "Where are my legs?" or "Do you need your legs?" There's no right answer. Others say if you fall while running from her, she doesn't wait. A trip or a stumble is a fatal mistake. These rules create a twisted sort of game, where the odds are insurmountably stacked against you. She's not just a monster. She's a predator with a very specific hunting ground and methodology. The idea that she can be triggered by something as simple as being alone or being asked a question you can't possibly answer correctly makes the legend feel all the more personal and inescapable. It's not about fighting back. It's about understanding that once you're on her radar, the game has already begun, and she's the one who makes the rules. Even today, the legend persists. Train conductors in Japan report seeing something crawl across the tracks late at night, a fleeting shape that vanishes as quickly as it appears. Security cameras near train stations inexplicably glitch or show distorted figures. In the dead of night, children in schools tell the same story, passed down through generations. A woman under the windows, knocking, dragging. Teachers dismiss it as childish fantasy, until a child goes missing. These modern sightings keep the fear of TEKE alive. It's no longer just a story from a bygone era, it's a contemporary threat. The blurry CCTV footage and the whispers in schoolyards give the legend a foothold in our modern, technology-driven world. When official explanations fall short, folklore rushes in to fill the void. The disappearance of a child or an unsolved death near a railway becomes another piece of evidence, another reason to believe. The story adapts, proving that some fears are timeless. And here's the most disturbing part. Some versions of the legend say that once you hear about TEKE, she becomes aware of you. That simply knowing her story, knowing her name, is enough to draw her attention. That your curiosity is an invitation. And that tonight, if you hear a strange sound outside your window or your door, a scratching, a dragging, you should not check. You should not look. Because if you do, you might see a face looking back at you. A face with a smile that's far too wide, belonging to something that shouldn't be there. This is the part of the legend that breaks the barrier between story and reality. It turns you, the listener, into a potential participant. It plants a seed of paranoia. Every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of leaves outside, becomes a potential threat. The story becomes active, a curse that spreads through its telling. Because legends don't need your belief to exist. They only need your attention. And if you heard this story all the way to the end, she already knows you listened. TEKE.